If you are still opening every single task in ClickUp to add up deal values, project hours, or team workload, you are doing it the slow way. In this video, I'll show you how to use rollups so ClickUp calculates all of that for you automatically. We will look at a real example with organizations and deals. I'll walk you through setting up a rollup step by step, and I'll show you a few limitations you need to know about, plus how to work around them. If you're not familiar with relationships in ClickUp, I have a separate video for that, link given above. Let's start with what rollups actually are. A rollup is a field in ClickUp that pulls data from related tasks and shows a summary for you. So instead of clicking into each deal or each subtask and doing the math yourself, ClickUp can show you the total deal value for a client, the total time track for a project, the total estimated hours for a team, or the average or count of almost any field across related tasks. Rollups work on top of relationships. So you connect tasks or lists using relationships, and then rollups read those connections and summarize the data. Let's say you have a deal list with one task per opportunity or sale, and an organization list with one task per client or organization. Each deal has a probability of closing custom field. It also has other custom fields that we can use up in organizations like deal value. Now, using a relationship, each organization is linked to one or multiple deals. So if I open an organization, I can see all those related deals in the relationship section. Normally, if I want to know the probability of closing each deal for an organization, I'd have to open each deal and look through it and calculate the average or total probability or export it to a spreadsheet. With the rollup, I can see this just over here, and I can add up more rollups like status, deal value, so that I do not have to go into the deals list and I have all of that data appearing here. Let me now show you how to set this up. In the organizations list, go to your columns. I already have a relationship connecting organization to deals, and the probability is set up as a rollup field. I can add up a rollup from here, or I'll go into the custom fields and look for rollup. Choose rollup, provide the name, let's say potential value of the deals. Under related to, I will link it to deals. You can set it up based on the relationship you want. Now in the rollup field, I will choose deal value, which is a custom field inside the deals list. And now here I can calculate the sum, average, or range. I am choosing sum because I have to see the total revenue coming out. Now I refresh it and you'll see that the potential value will be updated with all of the deals data. And in the deals relationship field, we can also start to show up the deals value so that you can see a breakdown. And you can see that deal 2 has £7,500, deal 3 has £15,000, and a total of that is appearing under the rollup fields, which is calculating the sum and showing up the deal value. Now we have 3 rollups being shown up here and one calculated as sum shown up as a separate column. You're not limited to money fields. Rollups can summarize a surprising amount of data. You can roll up time estimates and time tracked as well, but for that, just make sure that you have the click apps enabled for that. That is time tracking rollup and time estimates rollup. Once these are enabled, then you are able to roll up the total time tracked and the total time estimated from the subtask to show up in the parent task. So here you see that we have ClickUp set up as a parent task and it has subtasks, and the time estimate for all of the subtasks is going and shown in the total of the time estimate as well as the time tracked. So this is how the rollups work for time estimate and time tracked. You can roll up date created, date updated, date closed, start date, due date, sprint points, and status as well. And then you can perform different calculations based on each field that you would choose. So like sum, total hours, total budget, total points. You can sum up, you can have an average of time per task. You also have any custom fields being set up as rollup field. So you're not just pulling raw values, you're turning them into something that's actually useful for decision making. So there is one important limitation with custom fields I want to highlight next, and that is like if you have subtask and you are calculating something, the total won't show up on the parent task. The only things that roll up from subtask to parents natively are time estimates and time tracked. So if you have a numeric custom field on subtask, like subtask budget or story points, you can't directly create a roll-up on the parent task for that. It's definitely a limitation, especially if you structure work heavily with subtasks. So we have built a free automation blueprint that works around this by adding or averaging custom fields from subtasks and pushing that result to the parent task. Link to the blueprint is in the description if you want to use subtasks this way. As of now, there's no dedicated rollup widget in ClickUp dashboards. To recap, relationships connect your tasks and lists. Rollups read those connections and summarize the data for you. You can roll up deal values, hours, dates, statuses, and many custom fields. I'm curious how you'd use rollups in your own workspace. Let me know in the comments. I read them and it also helps me prioritize what to cover next. If this was helpful, feel free to like the video, and if you want more practical ClickUp tutorials, subscribe.